Hello everybody, welcome back to another stream. We are back in XP12 and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new scenery from a brand new developer. We're going to be looking at EGHI Southampton Airport by Aeroscape, which is available on the IndyBuild store exclusively. So like I said, brand new developer to explain, which is always fantastic. And this is their first airport for Explain, based here in the UK. So we'll be taking a look at that once we arrive there. As you can see, we're flying the beautiful Aerobask E1000 turboprop aircraft today. This thing is amazing. And what inspired me to fly this today is, one, I love this aircraft, and Aerobask, you know, great products. But Steve Okanivo, we'll all know, took one of these up from Oshkosh to his home airport One of the newer variants, it was the E1000 AX, I believe. So very much newer to this. This is an older variant. But that's really what kind of prompted me to want to take this aircraft up. So that's what we're doing today. We are here at Newcastle Airport in the north of England. We've got the lovely Aerosoft Newcastle scenery as well on the go, which is great. And then we are heading down to Southampton. Duck, welcome. How's it going? Love Newcastle Airport. Yeah, it's a favourite of mine. Hence why I picked up the Aerosoft scenery for it, which makes it even better. One throw. Welcome. How's it going, my friend? So let's show you guys the routing here then today. We're here at apron 6 here at Newcastle. We're going to be departing from runway 07 on the Girl 1 Tango departure, routing directly over the city. Should get a nice view. It's a nice clear day today. Then heading down south over sort of between Manchester and Liverpool. Continuing further down south past Birmingham, past Oxford. Then we're going to be on the Booger 1 Sierra arrival into Southampton, and I've selected the RNAV runway 02. I don't know what they're going to give us when we get there. We're using same intentions for our ATC today. But yeah, once we get there, we will we'll probably get vectors and then routed. We may even just get a visual since the weather's looking pretty good. But yeah, we'll be routing directly over the Solent as well. So quite a nice flight to coastal destination. Should have some nice views on our way down. So let me just begin the flight on Valanta here. There we are. It's been a while since I've flown this aircraft, and we have that as well. Alrighty. So we'll hop into the cockpit here, and I did connect the GPU, so as we can see, things are pretty much alive. We don't have the batteries on or anything just yet, so we will go batteries on. We'll turn the avionics on as well for now, and we'll get the route programmed in here. Let me just get my rudder pedals. 2 seconds. Alrighty. So we'll program the route in, and then we'll head over to our destination. So let's see then. So we can go to flight plan, and we can go to so here EGNT. If we go to procedure, select the departure. It's going to be the Girl 1 Tango. Via Gurley, runway 07, we'll load that. Perfect. Now we can go down the flight plan. And next after that, we are heading on P18 to Glasgow. So let me remember how I can add an airway. I can't remember. Flight plan. I can't remember how to add an airway into or maybe you can't. Can you add airways into a G1000? I totally can't remember. As I said, it's been quite a long time since we've flown. Welcome everyone to the stream. Won't be here, will it? No. Alright, let's just go direct. So it'll be Glasgow. Do we have a keypad? We do have a keypad. Brilliant. So it's going to be GASKO. Alright. Might just have a quick Google here, see if we can get airways in. Alright. I think I have figured it out here. So, clear this. Right. If we go here, highlight, press menu, then can we load an airway? It's grayed out for us. Alright, so let's try this. If we go here and put Gasco in, so GASKO, can enter that. Maybe it will let us put an airway in. Load airway. There it is. Alright. Load airway, Papa 18. I think I've got a better way of doing this. If I remove this, add that manually. Like that. Put that in. Now if we go here, menu. Okay, so it's just not going to let me load an airway from that. Alright. Well, transition. So, from here we're going to Gasco. See if I can fix this view here real quick. That works a little bit better, I think. Okay, so now we're on to Gasco. Sometimes it gets, gotta get used to this G1000. So, Gasco, then we are on the Papa 16 airway. Which it doesn't give me the option for. Interesting. And yeah, if I put this in... The one I want is always... Oh, here, hello. So, girly... Oh, okay, right. Girly, and then it's airway to... Gasco. Okay, fantastic. We figured it out. Then we're going to Croft. So you got to put the exit waypoint, then put the airway in. Interesting. So we're heading to Croft. So CROFT. Put that in. Croft is going to be the Papa 16 airway. And we're going to exit at Croft, yeah. Once my, hey, Boeing 777, welcome. Good evening from Mauritius. Welcome, my friend. How's it going? My Navigraph app decided to restart here. So let me bring up my OFP again. Alright. Croft. So, now we have Papa 16 to Croft. Lovely. After that, we're going direct to Capad, which is KEPAD. So we can put that in. After that, it's the Lima 151 airway to Pepple. Or People. So PEPUL. And we'll go back, highlight that, load the airway, and it's going to be the Lima 151. Exit at People, there it is. So Gasco to keypad to People on the airway, good stuff. And then bug up. So it's plug up, there it is. Put that in, and that's gonna be another airway. This time Yankee 322. Put that in, plug up. Alrighty. HD Sim, welcome. Welcome. How's it going, my friend? I really enjoy this aircraft. I really enjoy anything from Aerobask, to be honest. But this thing in particular is a lot of fun. It's great. So then we're going to Echo Golf Hotel India, Southampton. Put that in. Procedure then, so we can go the arrival is the bigger one Sierra. So I'll load that. Give it a second to load here. And then we can put in the approach, which is oh, there it is. Took a while to load. The nav02 GPS. And I'll put vectors for now. Now the minimums for that, we'll turn that on. So barrow and the minimums is going to be 510. So we can enter that in, we'll load it. And I think we are now done. So we'll zoom out on the range a little bit. Load the flight plan. And we can just go through here and check it. Alright, so zoom out a little bit. So you can see, oh, so go. Then it's taking us back up. What is this? Why is that heading up north? Then Gasco. Well, good job we checked, because there's clearly something wrong with that. So, from Gurley, it should be the airway to Gasco. What, in your opinion, is the most performance-intensive aircraft in X-Plane? Probably the Dash 8 Q400 from FlyJSim or the Fearless 747. Those are the most intensive for me. I have no idea why. So, Gasco. Just gonna collapse the airway there. So, give it time to load. Oh, is it? Maybe they updated it. I'll have to check it out. So, yeah, it wants to go all the way up here to ADN, and I don't know why. We'll clear that. We don't want EPCAN either, or that. Or that, or that. Clearly, we made a mistake somewhere. So after... Right, so Gurley... No, we don't want that either. Okay. You know what I will do? Remove these two. So after here, we don't want Nateb. After this, we want What do we want? We want girly. So put that in. That should take us from... Where did it go? Why did girly just disappear on me? If I go back to the departure... and load it? No? Okay, we have seriously screwed up this flight plan somehow. It might be worth... yeah, alright. You know what? We're gonna... Let's start again because I screwed something up there. So, runway 07, procedure, departure, girl 1 tango, load. Okay. So, now we have girl 1 tango and we obviously don't want that. So, girl 1 tango. Next we want, see, I don't know why load airway is grayed out for me after girl 1 tango. But if I go here to, if I go here to Gasco, Gasco, there it is, Gasco. If I now try and add the airway, Papa 18, exit at... Does the E1000 have the range to cross the pond? I don't think so. I think it's 1,500 nautical miles. I think you'll be able to do it if you go via Iceland and Greenland, I think. I think that's the only way to do it. Go on Tango. What does this add? This goes... This heads north. And that's not what I want. You know what? We'll go direct. Let me add this manually. So, after Gurley, we'll go to Tilney. Then to Uvavu. Uvavu. Then to Gasco. Maybe that will let me put the next airway in. No, it's coming up with Papa 16. Right. Which I don't want. Well, I want Papa 16, not Papa 18. If I put Croft in here, is that how you do it? Croft and then load airway, Papa... That's still Papa 18, I don't want Papa 18. So there's Papa 16. So what does that add? That adds Gasco to Ribble to Croft, which is correct, I think. Yes, that is correct. Okay, we are getting somewhere. So, right, after Croft is direct to keypad. Direct to keypad, then people. And that's the Lima 151. Lima 151 keypad load. So now let's to craft straight to keypad, heading all the way down south here. So he wants to go to people. Okay, so see, we want to go up to here, and it just went ahead and added all of these anyway. So I guess we'll manually delete those. So that's correct. Toba to Vidok to Burmy to Pepple. Alright, then to Bug Up. We're getting there. I'll have to do some practice off stream with this G1000 with airways and stuff to Bug Up, and then we're on the arrival. So then I will put in the airport code. Go to procedure, go to arrival, bug 1 Sierra is correct. Transition should be bug up. Okay, we'll just load that then, I guess. Come on. Oh, we broke something. It crashed. Right, well, we'll reload, and I think I'm just going to load the flight plan using the flight plan file. Although it's going to take a while here. Just change the screen for a second while X-Plane loads here, then I'll bring it back. No idea, Wanfra. It crashed on me. No idea. As I was trying to get the aircraft loaded here, it yeah, just crashed on me. So that's a shame. Anyway, we're clear. We're real weather, real time. Might as well show you here. We're real weather, real time. But we're not actually real time. It's daytime, obviously, and it's currently nighttime here in the UK. Because I thought we'd have some nice views. I am going to go ahead and download the flight plan file though, so I don't need to mess around with it. It's a shame that it crashed there. I don't know why. I'll have to interrogate the log afterwards. Right, but we'll save that as an FMS plan, so it's ready to go. Yeah, interestingly, I only really crash on stream. I can do 10 flights during the day off stream and it's totally fine. Then the second I start streaming, things start going wrong. I have no idea why. It's just the way it is, I think. But not to worry, we'll reload and we'll load the aircraft. Alrighty, so let me get the GPU and we will just actually close the door as well. So batteries, avionics master on. Why is it not? Apparently it hasn't saved my cameras. So the cameras I set up just earlier didn't save. Definitely some weird stuff going on. Real aircraft doesn't do that. Yeah, benefit of real world flying is there's no setup of scenery or plugins or anything like that. You can just go ahead and actually do what you want to do, which is fly. Right, so yeah, I don't know why it's not saved my views. I'm just going to have to reset them here real quick. It's not a good start to the stream. I do apologize. So I'll just reset my views. I don't know why they didn't save. I've never had that before. That is a new one to me. Absolutely one for. I guess that's a trade-off we have of being sat here safe and sound, right? Is that some birds flying over? Right. Get these views set up here. Oh yeah, so freezing pitot tube is not what you want at all. There's a lot of birds. What is going on? That's let's hope they are gone by the time we depart. I am on beta, yes. That could be it as well. TC Ryan, yeah. I am on an X-Plane beta, and I'm not sure the Aerobask got an update. So maybe there's an incompatibility that I don't know about. But we'll have to see. I think we're now ready. Right. Okay. Second try then. Right. So can we go to load a flight plan? How does one even go about loading a flight plan in the G1000? Store flight plan, search rescue, airways. I think Mentor Pilot did one video on the 757 crash because of it. Yeah, it's, yeah, not good. How do, does anyone know how you load a flight plan? Oh, hello, it just pops up there. That's handy. Nice. That was easy, he says, hopefully. Can I not? No. I want to scroll through my flight plan, please. Alright, so far so good. Okay, I think that's correct. So what I will do is go to procedure, select the approach, RNAV 02, vectors, minimums is on, and what was the minimums again? Inserting a flight plan is in a G1000. It is. It really is. I'm not a not a fan at all. But well, I'm going to be doing it in real life relatively soon, so I guess we better get used to it, right? Although I'm sure there's a Garmin app, and what I've seen a lot of people do is use the Garmin app, load the flight plan on the app on your mobile device, and then you can just send it to your G1000 in the plane. Is what I've seen. But anyway, I think that's all now set up. Let's get a bit of Let's get lossless scaling going. Make sure Volanta's tracking, which it is now. I think in real life you can do it with an app, yes, I believe. Alright, let's get our ATIS. Then we can probably get ready to go here. So, what's our ATIS frequency? 11838? So 11838. I don't know what's going on with this thing. That's fine.
1. Cav OK. Temperature 10. Dew point 8. QNH 1028. Transition level 70. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Quebec.
Okay, information at Quebec. I do just need to set the alt unit to hectopascals, which is what we want. Synthetic vision is on, which is good. Wind, I like to put option 3. That will sort itself out once we get in the air. Hopefully. What was the QNH again?
Airport, information Quebec.
1028.
1850 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 7. Wind
Okay.
140 at 1.
Right, clearance then. Let's get our clearance. I don't think we have a clearance controller. I think we just talk to ground here in Newcastle, if I remember right. We do indeed. 121730. So, 121730. Let's talk to them. Well, apron 6. Oh, apron golf even. Not 6. We outstand 6-1 though. Alright. Newcastle ground, CUDA 818, aircraft type Epic E1000, information Quebec on board, stand 6-1 at apron golf, request IFR clearance to Southampton please.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
That should be coming through soon.
CUDA 818, cleared to Southampton via the Go 1 Tango departure. Departure runway 7. Initial climb to 5,000 feet. Departure on 124.38 squawk 2436.
Clear to Southampton via the Go 1 Tango departure. Departure runway 7, initial climb to 5,000 feet. Departure on 124.38 squawk 2436. CUDA 818. Alright. So,
CUDA 818, read back correct.
Go 1 Tango is what we have already put in. Departure runway 07, so I'm going to put the runway heading in, which is 066, so let's put that in here, 066. So runway heading is in. Initial climb is 5,000, so we'll put 5,000 in here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
departure on 12438. So in Com 2, I'll put that. 12438 in the standby. Let me turn the. We don't want cabin announcements today. We're a private. We're a private flight. We don't need that today. So in Com 2 standby, I'll put my departure frequency just so I remember it, which is 12438. 12438. Up here we can put our tower frequency 119.705. 119.705. Squawk 2436. So if we go back here, if we go transponder code, is 2436. 2436. It's off at the minute. That's fine. Okay, so we're done with our clearance. We'll run the checklist in a second here. Uh, just having a look through the checklist here really quick. All right, let's run the checklist then. The Aerobask does come with a checklist built in. So actually, what I think we can do is let's use the tablet here. Let's do our weight balance as well, actually, and then we can probably go ahead and start that lovely PT6 engine we have there in the front. So we want 544 kilos of fuel today. 548. That'll do us just fine. So we have that much fuel on board. Payload then, how many passengers do we have? So packs, we've got 3 passengers. So we'd have the so it's pilot, co-pilot, and then a left packs. We'll add that. Okay, good. Is there any new options out of interest? I don't believe so. Alright, cool. What we can do now is if we go to charts, and what we can do is we can use this to go to the Aerobask folder, the Epic E1000 folder, manuals, and checklist. And now what we can do is we can run the checklist using this. Lovely, look at that. Okay, I might just zoom out 1 notch. No, in fact, we'll leave it up. Okay, so pre-flight cockpit then. Parking brake is checked. So where's the parking brake? I actually don't know where the parking... Oh, there it is. This is a parking brake. That is set. Flaps, flags and wheel chocks. So we'll remove the chocks. So I'm going to remove everything out there as well. Condition lever is in the cutter position. The gear lever is down. Switch is off neutral. They're as required. Batteries are on. Flaps, we're not going to check those for now. Lights, we don't want to check those. That's fine. This, you'd put them down, you put the lights on, you'd go around, walk outside, do your go around to check they're all working. But obviously, we're not going to do that today. Fuel, we have enough fuel. Batteries, we'll leave them on as well. So, before start then, fuel selector. Fullest tank or left if both are full. So, both are exactly the same as you can see here. So we can go for the left tank, which already is set to. Good. And we'll switch that about halfway through. Power lever is in the idle and out of beta. Prop lever is feathered, condition lever is in cutoff, landing gear is down, switches are off, battery 1 and 2 is on, EOT armed, which is over here, is armed, you can turn it on, but we'll leave it in armed. Flaps are up. So, engine start then, we want a battery voltage of more than 23 volts. We have 28, that's why I had the GPU on, because without the GPU, we would just deplete the battery as we were sat there messing around. Strobes can go on. There it is. I do believe the door is closed. Yes, so we should be clear all around. Good, and I will just actually disconnect the GPU because we are going to start the engine anyway. So the procedure for this then is strobes are on, the fuel pump is on, fuel pressure is more than 14 psi. We can check that. So left fuel pump. We go to system. Pressure 23 there, as you can see. If we turn it off, it's goes to down to 0. And right pump, because we can check it if we go like that. You can see that's on, and we have pressure, so that's good. Both work. But we just need the left fuel pump on for now. We have pressure. Good. We switched out to the pressure 0. We did all that. Okay, good. Starter then. Simple start. The sounds are fantastic as well. We're going to press the starter. We'll hit the igniters at 9% NG. We'll watch the oil pressure is rising. Condition lever can go to ground idle at when the NG is more than 15%. And then we should get a light within 10 seconds. And we'll monitor the ITT and the NG. NG is this number here, the green at the bottom. Okay. So let's go. Now I have starter and igniter set to buttons on my Honeycomb Bravo, so you won't see me do it on the screen, but I am clicking the buttons. You'll see them light up here. So we'll hit the starter at 9% now, igniters, and more than 15% NG. Fuel to the lower idle position, which is there. Watching for the ITC for hot start, watching the NG for a hung start. And it'll go down a little bit, and then it's going to come back up. There it goes. ITT roll back. NG more than 52%. So that's good. So the igniter can now come off. Start gen switch should be automatically on, and we'll check the voltage between 27 and 28.4 volts. So starter gen is on, and our volts are 28 volts. That's perfectly fine. Oil pressure more than 60 psi. Oil pressure 102. Good, perfect. Everything is looking nice. After engine start, then press air switch can go on, which is here. Press air. That'll pressurize the, allow us to pressurize. Lighting is okay for now. We can actually get the nav lights on as well. Avionics are set. Altimeter is set. Flight plan is set. Voltage is looking good. Okay, so we can get our taxi clearance then. Let's go ahead and do that. Newcastle ground, CUDA 818, stand golf, stand 61, apron golf, ready for taxi. Now we don't need a push because we'll just turn it around here on the stand.
CUDA 818, runway 7 taxi via golf, cross runway 07, then cross runway 07, then Charlie, Delta, Alpha.
Runway 7 via golf, cross runway 07, then cross runway 07, then Charlie Delta Alpha, CUDA 818. So it wants me to go, I'll show you what. This wants me at the minute, and I'm not going to do it because it's a bit ridiculous. This wants me to go here, up here, down Charlie, backtrack along Delta, and go there. What I'm actually going to do is make a left on the runway, go up Bravo here, and then come to Alpha. That's just say intentions being say intentions sometimes. So anyway, get the Tobii eye tracker running here. We can get the parking brake off, add a bit of power. We'll swing this around. Come on. Do we still have chocks? Nope, we don't. We Come on, let's go. What are we stuck on? Everything that could possibly go wrong is trying to go wrong. Do we have why are we unable to maybe get some RPM in? There we go. Alrighty, hey V-Sky Chat, welcome, how's it going my friend? Glad to have you here. The prop was, the brakes were off, just the prop was feathered so we didn't have any actual thrust moving us forward. I clicked B multiple times and tapped my toe brakes. Right, runway does indeed look clear. Nothing coming. So we're gonna make a left down at the runway. Have we got XP realistic going? No, it's off. Let's get that on. Yeah, it was just we didn't have any thrust because the prop was feathered. Taxi light can actually go on. And then there's a couple of things we need to do here before departure. And then we'll get up in the air after almost an hour. Jeez. Bitstream Simulations, welcome. Thank you very much for subscribing. You can see this is the main passenger terminal ahead of us here. Got a Jet 2737 there.
CUDA 818. Contact tower on 119.705.
Contact tower 119.705. Thank you very much. CUDA 818. We'll do a bit of a departure brief here for the aircraft as well. So you guys can know what I'm planning to do on the departure. But we'll just head to the whole short line here. Okay. Alright, we'll get the brake on then. Now what we need to do is we need to get auto fuel selector, push it on, and pitch the trim and the autopilot on. So that's looking good. Trim is in the takeoff position. Flaps can go to the takeoff position as well. Look at the checklist. Prop lever is fully forward, condition lever is flight idle. Brakes. So, I'll just check something here real quick. Yeah, so we'll put it in flight idle now, the condition lever. There it goes. Flaps to takeoff, trim is set, beta's fine. Before takeoff, brakes are holding, flight controls are free and correct. Let's check that. So, full left, back on the elevator, to the right, down, and right rudder, and left rudder. Perfect. Right, so power lever advanced to 1500 NP. So we'll watch here. Why are we in beta? There we are. 1500 MP. Hey, high experience, welcome. That'll do, it's close enough. Prop lever, pull 2/3, remain above 1000 RPM. So we'll pull it 2/3, and our RPM is fine. So we'll go back up. Power lever idle, transponder. So this can go to the on position. There it is. In fact, the alts. There we are. Flight instruments are checked. Flaps verify they are in the takeoff position. Trim is set. Igniter can go on. Pitot heat on for flight in IMC. We're not IMC. We don't need it. External lights as required. So we'll turn that on. We'll turn that on. Oh, there we are. We missed a few things. External lights as required. Okay. So on the departure, what I'm going to do is apply. What is it? Should say here. Takeoff power, so 80% torque. Now this thing is super quick. It is super powerful. An absolute rocket ship. So. Apply 80% torque, we're going to rotate at 80 knots. Tap the brakes, gear up. Flaps up above 120 knots. Now, I'm just going to check the chart. I don't think we have a speed restriction. So we do max 210 knots. That's fine, because if we look here, you can see here, expected initial climb rate of more than 3000 RPM, because this thing is a rocket ship. For our climb, we're climbing out between 160 and 200. So we'll climb out at 180. That should be good. So initially what I'm going to do is set in fact, you know what, let's do we'll climb out at 200. There we are. Okay, so that's what the that's the plan then. Let's contact tower now. 119.705, and I will put that departure frequency in there so it's ready to go. Then we can be on our way. Newcastle Tower, CUDA 818 holding short of runway 7, ready for departure. You can see here VX, VY, VZ.
CUDA 818, Newcastle Tower, runway 07, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 7, CUDA 818. And for reference, we are going up to flight level 270 today. So we'll get the brakes off. And you can see how much it will pull on its own power. That is idle. Just the propeller fully forward and the condition lever fully forward.
Shuttle 32 Delta, Newcastle Tower, roger. Continue approach runway 7. Shuttle 32 Delta, Newcastle Tower, winds calm. Runway 7, clear to land.
So that is, obviously they're talking to a shuttle aircraft there. That'll be a BA shuttle aircraft. Alright, so all of these are on as required. Right fuel pump can go on as well. Landing lights can go on. We don't need any anti-ice. Okay. What we can do as well, there's a toga button here which you can hit. Which, I don't think I'm using it correctly. Oh well. We're good to go anyway. So, hold the brakes. Looking for 80% on the torque. No, we're in beta again. Don't want to be in beta, we want 80% on the torque. Now this will go by really quick. Alright, 80 on the torque. Off we go, brakes are off. Looking for 80 knots. There's 80 knots, we'll rotate. Positive climb, gears going up. And as we speed up past 120 knots, flaps can go up as well. Absolute rocket ship. I'm finding it a bit difficult to read my speed and altitude though, which is a slight issue. May have to
Computer
pull in
818,
closer.
contact departure on 124.38.
Departure on 124.38, Kude 18. Right, so 124.38 is active. We'll go nav. And flight level change for now. Autopilot is now in. And we'll contact them. Newcastle departures, Cuda 818, climbing through altitude 3,500 for 5,000.
Cuda 818, identified, climb 5,000.
Climb 5,000, Cuda 818. So we're clear to 5,000. I'm gonna level off here. Bring the power back. Don't want to overspeed. Turning now. Absolute rocket ship. You gotta stay ahead of this aircraft. So after takeoff then, climb, gear up, flaps are up, igniter can come off.
Cuda 818, climb flight level 220.
Climb flight level 220, Cuda 818. Alright, up to 220 we go. So 220, flight level change, off we go. Power as required, stay within limits. So, we're nearing our limit there on the NP, so I'm gonna just leave. Can we go any higher? Actually, yeah, we can. See what kind of thrust power time can get out of this. That should be good on the torque, 95. And we will absolutely rock it out of here. Look at that. One of the reasons I enjoy this plane so much. So transponder is on. We want barrows, so I want PFD standard barrow. There it is. We have wind now, as you can see. Inside airspace, okay. And we are following the flight plan nicely. There it is. Climbing out of 200. Lovely. Over Newcastle. Busy, busy departure. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, TC Ryan, the sound designer Daniela. Climb flight level 270, Cuda 818. The sound designer Daniela, who's now actually works for Laminar Research, does a great job. So all these Aerobask aircraft sound absolutely fantastic. They really do. Landing taxi lights can come off. We're above 10,000. We can go up to 270 now. Brilliant. Back to the climb checklist then. Check our engine performance. We're still within limits. We'll leave it about there. So good. Diff pressure. Let's check our pressurization. maybe it's not modeled. I don't see anything regarding pressurization here. Right, so passing 10,000 channel lights off. Passing transition, fuel set auto switches on, altimeter set standard. Cruise is there. Beautiful clear day here in the UK for once. Very, very rare. Drish, are you flying a turboprop soon? Unfortunately not. I'd love to, but unfortunately not. Top G, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Glad that we can help out. Nate's Flight Simulator, welcome. How's it going, my friend? This aircraft is quite loud, so I am going to turn up my ATC slightly. Hopefully the sounds are okay for you guys. Let's go for another flyby, because this thing sounds awesome. Rocketing out of here. I do enjoy these single turboprops. The Turbine Dukes for Microsoft Flight Sim got their 2024 upgrade, so we are going to take a look at that. How's school going? Good. We have we've graduated. We're all finished now. Next step is flight school now. You can see we have our standby instruments here. We have our BFE, VNO, VNE as well. Lighting, we can change the displays here. So we can have a display back up here if we have our engines on our PFD as well, but that removes our synthetic vision. Who's she on the side? I have no idea. Our passenger, I guess. Our passenger. I'm going to fix this view a little bit. I'm sort of struggling to see the... It's a bit difficult to see my the numbers on the PFD there. Maybe that works a bit better. Though that looks a little bit strange now. We'll keep it like that. Climbing nicely, upwards of 20,000. What was our flight level that I said?
CUDA 818, contact Scottish Control on 135.715.
Scottish Control 135.715, CUDA 818. Okay. 135.715, let's put that in. 135.715. What altitude are we at? 20, flight level 21.4. Scottish Control, CUDA 818, climbing through flight level 216.
CUDA 818, Scottish Control identified. Good afternoon.
Good stuff, alright. So you can see we're in nav, we're in flight level change. Looking good here. Very, very nice climb performance as well. These Aerobask products are fantastic. The Phenom, this, the Epic Victory Jet. Great, great stuff. 1200 shaft horsepower this thing has, which is absolutely insane. Just an incredible amount of power in this thing. As you saw on that takeoff, we went from 0 to our rotate speed in less than 10 seconds. It's ridiculous. So we should be up at flight level 270 shortly. Golden Aviation, welcome, how's it going? Can barely see this lovely Aerobask show Earth below us. What a very nice place. I do like how sleek the fuselage design looks. Very aerodynamic. Yes, you know what, we'll turn declutter on, that's quite nice. Alright, and then we will be cruising. Shall we see if let me see if I can grab some performance tables. So we've got max speed of 325, flight level 340, best cruise of 175. Service ceiling is at 340, best range 135 knots, max endurance. Best glide is 135 as well. You can see here some of our climb speeds and stuff. Of course, you always get some fantastic documentation with Aerobask products. You can see here we have some speeds here, so takeoff with a gear down, cruise climb, fast climb, so we're doing that, fast climb 200 knots, cruise, max flight level 270, 200 knots, descent, downwind, base, final, go around, so 90 on the on final approach, ILS approach, outbound, procedure turn, final, non-precision approached. Really cool. Really cool. There's a page 2 as well. I believe these are some of the numbers from Epic. Max cruise 325 knots, that's true airspeed. Economy cruise 265, true airspeed. Max ceiling. Time to climb 15 minutes to flight level 340. Insane. 4,000 feet per minute. Maximum range cruise, there we are, 1,385 nautical miles at 325 knots, 60 gallons an hour. Economy cruise, 1,650. Takeoff distance, 1,600 feet. Crazy. What a plane. There we are, flight level 270. So we can set our cruise power as required to stay in limits. ITT MAX 760, NG Max 101, prop max 1700, torque max 100%. So, are we limited by anything at the minute? ITT Max 760, yes, we are slightly high.
Scottish Control, expect the Buggy 1 Sierra arrival. Prepare to descend in roughly 20 minutes.
Expect the Buggy 1 Sierra arrival, descent in around 20 minutes is perfectly fine, Kudo 18. So ITT, we want it below 760, so just like that is good, that should give us a nice cruise. NG Max 101 and we're just about on that, so that's fine. So that's going to give us around 220 knots it looks like. We'll let that stabilize. Trip airspeed is 336. So that's, actually we're getting a very good true airspeed. Ground speed of 349. We do have a slight tailwind, so that's pretty good. So that power setting is going to work perfectly fine for me. And this will slowly increase and decrease. Basically, it'll increase until, you know, of course, as we increase our airspeed, so does drag. So eventually, as we increase our airspeed, the drag force will equal the thrust force, and we will stabilize at a particular airspeed. Equally, if we're too slow, we have more thrust than drag. We'll accelerate until that drag outweighs the thrust, or is equal to the thrust. Therefore, our acceleration will be 0. So it looks like we're hovering around 220, 222, 223. So that's perfectly fine. So I'll put 223 in there for now, just for a bug so I can monitor. That's fine. ITT is still within limits, NG within limits, MP within limits, and our torque is well within limits as well. Good. Perfect. Beautiful flying with Orb Extra Air. Really beautiful. Just flew a VFR IFR flight in my local area in XP12 with scattered sky, rain, nighttime. Boy, I got so hooked. Do you know any good free GA planes? For free GA planes, the Aerobask Robin DR401, which is free, is really good. That's fantastic. Definitely worth giving that one a go. There's a freeware Cessna 152, which is pretty decent as well. ZL Simulations, I believe it is. No worries, Golden Aviation. Appreciate it. I don't recommend using BLAT anymore. After X-Plane's updated it and the developer of BLAT hasn't updated BLAT for compatibility, makes X-Plane a bit unstable. So I don't recommend that at the minute, but yeah, my Nightlight mod is fully compatible still. AG Finari, welcome. How's it going, my friend? The ZL Simulations 152 might be pretty good for you, Golden Aviation, if you want a VFR plane with gauge instruments. For PA28, you can look at the Just Flight series. They're not bad generally.
Contact London Control on 133.6.
London Control 133.6, Crew Day 18. So 1336 for London Control. London Control, Cruiser 818, flight level 270.
Cruiser 818, London Control, identified, hello there.
Orbit Extra looks absolutely amazing. Really, really nice. Won't be long before we're flying directly right in between Liverpool and Manchester. So we should get a nice view of both cities up here. Jesse, welcome. How's it going? I don't understand why the default G1000 and the 172 together. It should be more orange, talking about the bottom part of the artificial horizon. Do you mean because of the synthetic vision? So if we turn synthetic vision off, why is synthetic vision not turning off? If I do this, you can see synthetic vision turns off. But maybe you're referring to synthetic vision down here potentially? The flight's going well so far. We had some issues at the start, but we got them sorted. Do you know why there's black lines in the new synthetic vision? I'm not sure what black lines. You would have to send me a screenshot on Discord if possible. I can take a look there. Where's the weather radar? Oh, we don't have a weather radar on this. So I think the newer ones I saw on the Stevo video, Stevo 1 at Evo. I saw it on the right wing here. There was a little Garmin weather radar on the newer Aerobask. Sorry, on the newer Epic products. Making a left turn. So, out in front of us we have Manchester over there and Liverpool not far off over there. When we get a bit closer we'll take a look. Yeah, Golden Aviation, feel free to send me one right now. Absolutely. How are we doing then? Still hovering around the same speed, 270. ITT torque, NG is out of limit, so we've got to pull back a little bit there. There should be max 101, we'll pull back a little bit. That's a lot better. Okay. Now we should have a better look at Manchester over there. You can see Manchester Airport. Manchester International, that is, over there. Liverpool off our right wing. You can actually see Liverpool Airport right there as well. Ah yes, those black lines are just the tiles. That's normal. As far as I know. They're totally normal. Yeah, now we're right between Manchester and Liverpool. Is happening on default G1000? Should I say X1000? Yeah, yeah, normal. I'm relatively sure that's normal. It's to do with the tiles and the data that it uses, I believe. Now we're heading down south. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ah, I didn't know that. You can click the tail number here to bring up that menu. I had no idea. Another pretty cool feature in this aircraft is this auto level button. What this will do is when you click it, it will engage the autopilot and just very simply fly the aircraft straight and level. If you're in, if you're in IMC conditions and you get a bit disorientated, great button. Very, very good for safety, absolutely. Good stuff. We got one tiny little cloud out there. Beautiful. Now, we're at flight level 270. So if we times 27 by 3, what's that? So 60 plus 21, so you get 81 nautical miles. Say plus 10 to slow down, 91 nautical miles roughly. We have a tailwind of 13 knots. as well. So we'll add a couple of miles because of that. We need roughly 85, 86, sorry, 95, 96 nautical miles, just under 100 really, to descend down to the airport. Quick little calculation there. What we can do is we can come here to flight plan, view, and then we can, this just shows us the distance here, leg by leg. If you put it over to cumulative, you can see the cumulative distance in track miles. So our track miles are 142 nautical miles away. So when that hits around 100, we're going to start to think about descending. Is the plan here. I think it's the way in real life, Golden Aviation. But I've never used a G1000 with synthetic vision in real life before. So I don't know for sure, but I'll have to do some research. I think it is correct, though. Yeah, nice easy calculation to figure out the descent. Those clouds look really nice though. Over to the right is Wales, way off in the distance. Actually, can we just about see the coastline, I think? Maybe we're too far away. Holding our speed really nice. Let's look at the NG, ITT. All of this is still within limits, so that's good. Fuel is, the left tank is, has burnt slightly more fuel at the minute from the left tank, but it will switch in a second to the right tank and it will automatically balance that out, which is good. Just saw field videos, looks like the colours can vary and black lines like this in real life. It'd be nice to be able to change the colour scheme. I think the dark brown is my favourite. I think the colours depend on the type of terrain. So you can see it's quite blue at the minute. Sorry, it's quite green at the minute here in the UK. I think if you were to fly over a desert, you'd get a more brown, tan sort of colour. I'm pretty sure those colours would be standardised as well. A lot of things in aviation, of course, with colours are standardised, so that's probably why they're, obviously we can't change them. Yeah, doing good here. What's our fuel flow? 77 gallons per hour. We have, let's see, that's in pounds, or I want pounds. So gallons, we have just over 60. I'm going to call that as a minimum of say 65 per tank. So 65 plus 65, we'll say 130 gallons of fuel on the low end. Therefore, we have about an hour and a half of flight time. Actually, no, longer. Almost 2 hours of flight time. Almost 2 hours of flight time left. So that's plenty fine. We're only really expecting to be in the air for another half an hour or so. Plugin list? Oh yes, I I do need to do that. Just been super busy. But yes, I do need to do that. Is that default scenery? No, this is Orbex True Earth from, well, Orbex True Earth XP12. It's absolutely fantastic. Obviously, I'm from the UK. I do a lot of flying in the UK, in real life and in the sim. So very much worth it for me. Bit of a cloud there, but we're going over it, so nothing to worry about. 119 nautical miles, so we're looking okay. EGBB here, that's Birmingham International Airport. EGBE, that's Coventry Airport. We'll be fastened by those relatively soon. Speed still looking good, all the engine is looking good, oil pressure or temperature, all looking good to me. And yes, of course, when we land, we'll be looking at the Aeroscape Southampton airport, and it's actually really, really nice. I was very much surprised when I had a look. Of course, this is a brand new dev. It is a payware product. And in full transparency, I did receive the product for free to review and to stream. But of course, that won't affect my opinions. But I do genuinely think it's a really nice airport. You can see the quality. A lot of work has gone in. It looks great. And it performs quite well as well. Performs really well for me. Norwich Golden Aviation, thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you next time. So we should have a Auto for XP 1.4 tutorial coming soon. I am working on that.
Control, cleared Bugu 1 Sierra, arrival into Southampton. When you're ready to begin your descent, descend. Flight level 180.
Cleared the Bugu 1 Sierra, arrival into Southampton. When we're ready, we'll descend flight level 180. Good 818. So, we have been given clearance to descend to flight level 180. If we look here, 107 nautical miles. We said we want just under 100. An extra 10 nautical miles or so won't hurt us. So I think we will just start our descent now for flight level 180. So we'll run the descent checklist first. So airspeed less than 270 knots, power reduced as required, pitot heat check on. So what I want is put 18,000 in here, flight level 180. I'm going to hit flight level change. 220 knots will do just fine. And then what I will do is I'll reduce the power slightly. And we should start the descent here. What the aircraft will do in flight level change is it will pitch the aircraft to maintain 220 knots. So I can adjust my power setting to manipulate the descent rate. If I want to have a slower descent rate, I can increase power. Gives us more thrust. If I want to descend steeper, so a higher vertical speed, I can reduce the power. But about 1,000, I think, 1,500 should do me just fine. We'll aim for 1,500 vertical speed. Will give us roughly 3 degrees or 4 degrees descent. So continue reducing that power slowly until it's descending at a roughly 1,500 feet per minute. Now by bug up here, we need to be at flight level 150, so we'll monitor. So you can see there we're descending a bit too quick.
110.
So I'll increase the power a little bit because I don't want to descend that fast. Descend flight level 110, CUDA 818. So we'll descend all the way down to 110. So that restriction I was just talking about won't apply now because we've been told to descend even further. That power setting should do, I think. Maybe slightly more power. Of course, this is going to change every now and then, so we just have to monitor and adjust. We got Birmingham off our left wing there. You can see Birmingham International Airport just down there. Coventry over there. You can see the airport way off in the distance, just over there. Very familiar with these areas in real life, of course. This descent rate is working for me. You can see here roughly that I can expect 110 just after bug up, so that works for me just fine. Although we are starting to increase that descent rate a little bit, so that's fine. We'll leave it at that. It's good for me. So power reduces required airspeed. Pitot heat, we don't need it. There's no clouds. We're not in any IMC condition. brief briefing. So we're doing we planned on our runway 02. So we'll see what they give us. I can see on Saint Intentions they're planning to give us the RNAV 02, so that's perfectly fine. And we're back here now. Good. Yes, looking forward to the Aerobask Dassault, the ATEX. That is one I'm very much waiting for, because I have a load of Aerobask products. I have the, in fact, you'll be able to see if I go here in my aircraft folder. Oh, hello. That was a, that looked like a really quick roll because I was zoomed in. If I go to my Aerobask folder here, you can see I've got the 42, the DA62, the Epic E1000, the Epic Victory Jet, the Phenom 300, and the Freeware DR401. I do want to get the DA50. I think that's the only one I don't have at the minute. Aerobask made great products. Really, really great products. Very affordable as well. And they're not particularly expensive. I think the Falcon 8X will be a bit more expensive than normal, but I think that's going to be a step up. Hopefully, but we'll see. Definitely looking forward to that one. Not that I know of. We don't have any Falcons. Not that I know of at the minute. Look at our descent rate. A little bit shallow there, so I'm going to reduce the power slightly, which will give us a steeper descent rate as I reduce the power. That's inside airspace, yeah, that's fine. We'll start descending a little bit quicker here. Shortly we'll have Oxford off our left wing, EGTK. Is Oxford? Have the DR401, Phenom and Epic Victory. Yeah, they are great. We need to take the Epic Victory up as well, actually. The Phenom I've flown a few times on stream now, I think. The Epic Victory, not so much. That's a great little jet, kind of like a Cirrus Vision jet. Yeah, the Diamonds are great as well. So I'll be starting flight school for full commercial training relatively soon. I can't give too much details on that for the minute, but when I start, likelihood is I'll be flying some of the Diamonds, the DA40, the DA42 probably. So it'll be a great help between the Aerobask ones in X-Plane, the CALS Diamond series in Microsoft Flight Sim, which are then being ported to XP12 as well. We're going to have some great fun flying some Diamond aircraft. I've sat in the DA42, no, a DA40, sorry, and they are very nice inside, very posh. Full glass cockpit G1000, of course. I'm going to reduce the power even more, steepen that descent rate a little bit. Very different. The Diamonds are very, very different to the Cessna 152 I'm used to flying. So if we look at our track miles now, we've got about 67.8 nautical miles. We're at 18,500. I'll call it 18,000 to make the maths a bit easier. If we times that by 3, we're looking at 30 plus 24, 54 nautical miles plus 10 to slow down. So that's actually looking at pretty much perfect. 64 nautical miles to descend to where we want to be. Good. Looks like we're on track. 152, does it have an autopilot? Nope. No autopilot. That thing is incredibly basic. The ones I fly have, we have G5s, which is quite nice actually. And we do have a GTN 650 as well in there. But no autopilot, no, it's all manual. But great for learning, great for training. I'm going to reduce the power a little bit more. So like the one in Flight Sims? Yeah, pretty much. pretty much. The G5s are really nice because they show you your track, which makes wing corrections far easier when you're doing cross-country flying. Because what you can do, you can kind of cheat a little bit and you can just set your track to the track you're meant to be flying. Makes it super easy. I think you'll be perfectly fine. I think you'd fit. The Cessna it's relatively small in the cockpit, but you can adjust the seat quite a lot as well. So you can just adjust it to you know, whatever is comfortable to you. It's generally not an issue in the 152. Descending nicely here, very happy with our progress. Oxford's up our left.
Contact Solent radar on 120.23.
Solent radar 120.23, good day, 18. I'm trying to spot Oxford. Maybe it is that, yeah, that's Oxford. EGTK, yeah, that's Oxford there. Oxford Airport, I should say. Solent radar then, 120.23, let's put that in. 120.23, I don't think we have any speed restrictions. We do have one at Pepist, max 210 knots, but we're fine. We'll slow down later on. Let's talk to Solent radar first. Solent radar, CUDA 818, descending through flight level 1424110.
CUDA 818, Solent radar identified. Good afternoon. Expect the RNAV runway 2 approach into Southampton.
RNAV 2 approach into Southampton, CUDA 818. I accidentally hit my trim wheel there and disconnected the autopilot. To be fair, oh, looks like traffic control didn't hear me. Solent radar, CUDA 818, the RNAV runway 2 approach is perfectly fine, you could do it. Okay, hopefully they heard us that time. The M2 is max takeoff weight. I don't think he'll be
CUDA 818,
I'm not sure.
expect the Bugey 1 Sierra arrival for RNAV runway 2 approach at Southampton.
Expect the Bugey 1 Sierra arrival on RNAV 2 at Southampton, CUDA 818. The autopilot is slightly aggressive on the rolls. I can put the bank on actually. That'll help a little bit. You can see Heathrow there. Probably won't be able to see it in another minute. So, level 110, there we are. This should give us further clearance to descend relatively soon. I'm sure they're about to, they'll take us on to vectors pretty soon as well. Because we're approaching from the north, and the RNAV runway 02 is of course an approach you fly from the south. So they're going to have to vectors around the airport first. Should get a lovely view of the southern UK coastline. Right, we're going to add a bit of power here. So we maintain 220 knots. Or roughly 220 knots. On aircraft up there above us. that just disappeared. Looking good. The Queen Mary 2 departs from Southampton, doesn't she? Yes, I believe so. Yes. Although I'm not particularly knowledgeable about ships, but I think so. So a bit of an update. You can see where we are then. Now well into the south of the UK. Just pretty much parallel with Heathrow, actually, heading to the south here. So I'm expecting to be vectored around, probably over Portsmouth here, then back up north for the approach, is what I'm sort of expecting. Oh, nice. Very cool. Alright, speed's dropping off a tiny bit. I am just going to add a bit of power there. Alright. Good stuff. Quite a nice view outside. Sounds on this aircraft are absolutely fantastic. I think we're going to slow down now to 200. Because there's a restriction on the next waypoint of 210 knots maximum, so we will slow down a little bit. Very nice. This is just Aerobask Trueworth for the scenery. Yes, Aerobask Trueworth, yeah, for the scenery. Reduce the power so we slow down a little bit. And then we'll probably get a further descent, hopefully not too long. Yes, the only one they've updated for XP12 at the minute. I do hope they update the rest relatively soon. We may even just get a visual approach here, if I'm being honest. Alright, there's 200 knots, so we'll maintain that. Beautiful. Have you tried some aerobatics with this plane? I have not. Not yet. Very nice, relaxing flight. Good job, it's a nice, beautiful day. The weather's been really good, actually. To me, acrobatic, aerobatic, same thing. I'm not actually sure what the difference is, to be totally honest.
CUDA 818, descend altitude 3500, turn right, heading 200 vectors for the RNAV runway 2 approach.
Descend altitude 3,500, turn right, heading 200 vectors for the RNAV runway 2 approach. CUDA 818. Okay, vectors, just like I said. So 200.
CUDA 818, roger. Maintain 3500, right heading 200 vectors for RNAV runway 2 approach.
And 3500, we'll go flight level change, reduce the power, and we'll start the descent. We should actually change the we'll go to heading mode as well. There it is. Alright. Reduce the power a bit more. Ah, acrobatics refers to gymnastics, I see. So it looks like instead of vectoring us round to the over here to the east, they're going to vector us around here to the west, which is also, you know, perfectly fine. We'll get the landing and taxi lights on. As we head to the south coast here. Descending nicely at 200 knots, that works perfectly fine. So, passing 10,000, external lights are on, airspeed less than 250 knots, that was perfectly fine. Now, we are cleared to an altitude, not a flight level, so we'll change our baro setting, and we'll go, so barometric pressure is 1024. So 1024 is set. Continue descending here. We'll descend a little bit steeper than that. Now you might be able to make out the airport just there. There's the airport in which we're going to be landing at, Southampton. And this is Southampton City. So we should actually probably reduce the power and start descending a little bit quicker. Oh, I see one, bro. Not to worry. (1,700 feet per minute), that's fine. Looking good on fuel, looking good on the airspeed. Very nice. Continue to bring the power back. Just keep that rate of descent. I mean, you can see here at the start of the approach, of the RNAV approach, at BAM2, according to my charts, we want to be at 2,500 and we're going to be at 3,500. So I think we'll continue to descend further. And the max speed for the procedure once we get onto the RNAV is 185 knots, so we will have to slow down. Probably slow down to 180, and then 160, and then down to our final approach speed. So, before landing then, fuel selector auto switch off, and the fuel selector to the fullest tank. We'll do that a little bit later on, I think. Now the landing airspeed, we're gonna shoot for 90 knots for the landing here. And let's slow down a little bit, 180 knots. We're pretty much idle on the power now. Nice idle descent. These Southampton docks here, all been modelled really nicely by Aerobask. The Solent River. Yeah, descending nicely, nice idle descent here. Should do it perfectly fine. Might be a little bit high, but we will make it work.
Cuda 818, turn right heading 205.
Right heading 205, CUDA 818. Now, I'll be honest, I have no idea how to fly an RNAV approach with a G1000. We'll do our best here. I think it is just VNAV and NAV, and they'll fly us down nicely once we activate the approach. If not, we will just end up being visual anyway, so not to worry. Just looks amazing. Really, really good.
Cuda 818, 3 miles from BAM 2, turn left heading 075, descend altitude 2500 until established. Cleared for the RNAV runway 2 approach.
3 miles from BAM 2, turn left heading 075, descend altitude 2500 till established. Cleared on RNAV runway 2 approach, CUDA 818. Okay, so let's get descending first. So 2500, flight level change, reduce the power, and then it wants us to do 075. And we'll make that turn, reduce the power even more, so we'll start descending. And now it's, I'm going to disable bank. Probably should have had that on in cruise rather than now. And then what we can do is go to procedure here. And once we level off here, we'll go vectors to final. In fact, we'll do it now. Vectors to final. Now, hopefully this works. If I now go nav, VNav, I think that should work. I think you just put approach mode on. Approach. We'll see if this captures here in a second. Hopefully this makes this turn. There it is, captured. I can see G for glide slope, which is technically not a real glide slope, but there you go. We are now established. And we'll keep it at 180 knots. Now I don't know if the VNav aspect will work. That might be a manual job. So before landing then, fuel auto selector switch can go off. Oh, that's not start, that's start gen. That's also the wrong thing. Auto fuel selector. Fullest tank is the right tank, so we'll go right tank. And we can get our flaps in shortly, but not yet. And we're going to aim to land at 90 knots. Now, if there's anything I remember about this aircraft is that it doesn't like to slow down, so I'm going to slow down early. In fact, not yet. We're okay for now.
CUDA 818, contact Southampton Tower on 118.205.
118.205, CUDA 818. Alright, let's do that. 118.205. Holding 180 knots quite nicely. Got a nice power setting on here. Southampton Tower, CUDA 818, established on the RNAV runway 02.
CUDA 818, Southampton Tower, roger. Continue approach, runway 2.
Continue approach, runway 2, CUDA 818. Now the ground frequency is... oh, there is no ground frequency. Alright, we'll stay on tower then. Now our BAM2 is going to start a descent here. See that guys coming in. I don't know how to... I don't know if it will automatically do it or not. I might just disconnect and hand fly.
818, wind 350 at 10, runway 2, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 2, CUDA 818. There it is, look at that. That worked. Alright, we have successfully done an RNAV approach. I am now going to select 160.
Negative. No test alarm scheduled for runway 2 today at 1:00 AM.
Alright, I'll go idle on the power to slow us down. And then we can get flaps in. So, flaps take off less than 180 knots. We are, so we'll add some flaps. That will help us slow down, look at that. Alright, I see the runway, so now I'll go 90 knots. Idle the power. What do I need for landing? So gear down less than 150, less than 130. So we'll get the gear down shortly. Go around altitude 3000. Gear can go down. Look at that. Gear down in the white arc, flaps full now. Add a little bit of power. Looking good. Alright, I am very happy with this approach so far. We're slowing down to final approach speed of 90 knots. There it is. Quite a high pitch. Add the power in to stay at 90 knots. I might add, might do 100 actually, just because it's a bit difficult to see. So if I approach a bit faster, that should lower the nose slightly. That'll work. That's a bit better. I can actually see the runway now. Okay, are we ready? Let's get some views in first. Beautiful approach into Southampton here. Alright, I think it's time we disconnect the autopilot. What's the autopilot disconnect? There's autopilot disconnect is oh, that's not going to work. Alright. Well, we'll just disable it here. Autopilot off, your damper off. My aircraft. Looking good. Following the flight director in. We were clear to land. Keep a nice steady descent right here. I am at a higher speed, but that's perfectly fine. It gives me better visibility. So we'll stay a little bit fast for the visibility until I get a bit closer to the airport. Then I can Minimums will continue 2 white, 2 red on the Pappy. As I get closer, I'll reduce to final approach speed.
300.
Start to do that now. Some tall trees.
200.
I'm gonna get high here, but I'm trying to avoid the trees. Alright, now we can
100.
head down. Oh, that was firm. Oh, this is gonna be a go around. Alright, going around. Positive climb, gear up, flaps up. Passing 120 knots, flaps up again. Pull the power slightly to 80 on the torque. CUDA 18 going around.
Say again your request.
Southampton Tower, CUDA 818 is going around. Probably, that was quite a firm landing. Waiting for some instructions from ATC here. It was climb ahead to 3000. .200 knots. I'm gonna go heading, current heading. Right, yaw damper, autopilot. Fly runway heading, 3000 feet, okay. Southampton Tower going around, please advise. Southampton Tower deciding not to tell us what to do here. Following the go around procedure for the minute.
Go around approved. Climb altitude 2500 feet. Fly
I'm
runway
already
heading.
above that. Runway heading, and we're currently at 3000.
CUDA 818. Roger. Maintain 3000 feet.
Southampton Tower requests vectors background for the on-air runway 02 approach. This is where sometimes Say Intentions doesn't handle things particularly well.
CUDA 818. Something went wrong on this end, and I wasn't able to do the math on the vectoring approach. This has been reported as bug, but you'll need to get yourself to the approach fix.
So they've just said Say Intentions can't do the maths for the approach. So what we'll do is we're going to vector ourselves round. So let's do a heading of 200, which is our reciprocal. So yeah, Say Intentions doesn't have a good time on go-arounds. You can see here. Something went wrong. I wasn't able to do the maths of the vectoring approach. This has been reported as a bug, but you'll need to get yourself to the approach fix. And that's happened quite a few times. Sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't. Go-arounds are a bit unpredictable with Say Intentions. I do want to watch that go-around though. So we'll get ourselves back to our bird bar 2. All right. Yeah, that was quite a firm bounce, and then we were just ballooning all over the place. Volanta said mine is 738 feet per minute, 1.95 G. I think I need to potentially sit a bit higher in the cockpit. That might help with the visibility, I think. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll head back here to bar 2. In fact, I'll put this procedure back in. Select approach. Actually, this crashed it last time, didn't it? So I'm not going to try. I'm just going to close that. I just cannot use this G1000 to save the life. Oh, there's the airport. Maybe we're just coming for a visual. We can probably do a visual from here. Shall we do that? Bit of fun manual VFR flying. Well, not VFR, but Southampton Tower, CUDA 818, request a visual for runway 02. It's a nice day, so why not?
CUDA 818, runway 2 is the active runway. Visual approach approved for runway 2.
Visual approach for runway 2, currently on the downwind, we'll call final approach, CUDA 818. Right, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to...
CUDA 818, wind 350 at 11, runway 2, enter left base, report final.
Left base, report final, CUDA 818. Okay, so, the runway heading is... I want a reference here on my... heading bug. The runway heading is 019, so I'm going to put that in. Aircraft will start turning, but I'm not going to turn all the way. I am going to get the yaw damper off, the autopilot off as well. The flight director can go off. Okay, my aircraft now. We can go first stage of flap. Right, that's a left base. Right, where's the airport? There's the airport. Airport is in sight. I'm gonna bug my final approach speed of, I'm gonna go 100 knots. Just keeping an eye out now. Keeping an eye on that runway. We'll make our left base short, make a left turn shortly. Just looking at the fuel there, the fuel tanks are pretty balanced because remember we switched it to just a right tank. Because we had to go around, we want to make sure we're not over taking too much fuel out the right tank. I'm going to make a right turn shortly. Sorry, left turn. We'll make a left turn now. Beautiful view. Start a bit of a descent. You can see the white arc there on my speed tape there. That's when I can add my final approach flaps. So there's a runway directly in front of us now. Keep that speed bleeding off.
350 at 11. Runway 2, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 2, and we're on the final Kude 18. It has cleared me to land before I even reported final. Very efficient. I'm going to keep my speed up here a little bit, and then we'll bleed the speed off later on. Now I do still have that glide slope there from the RNAV approach, which is useful, so it's there. I will use it, even though we're on a visual approach. We can go landing gear now, and we'll bring some of the speed off. That's going to give us some extra drag. And now we can add final approach flap. I'm going to increase the power because it's going to give us a huge load of drag as that final flap. I don't want to decelerate too much. Trying to keep the speed up so I can keep the runway in sight, otherwise the nose just comes up too high and I lose visual. It's still a beautiful approach. I'm seeing 3 red right now on the Pappy, so we are a bit high, but we are just leveling it off slightly to come back onto that glide slope. It's looking a little bit better. There is trees at the end of the runway, which kind of screwed up my approach. That is the Aerospace Systems though. I think those trees are too tall. And it kind of meant that I had to level off my approach a little bit, then increase my rate of descent, which then led to a pretty harsh landing and a bounce, and we were never going to make that. We do have quite a long runway here though, here for an Epic E1000. So gear down, flaps full, we are clear to land.
500. 400.
2 red, 2 white on the Pappies.
Minimums.
Minimums will continue. And I'm keeping slightly high now because of the trees. And of course when we land we will take a look at Aeroscape Southampton. You can already see it a little bit, looking absolutely amazing. So yes, we are high. Bring that power back slightly. But there's just these trees that I really need to avoid.
200.
They are very much in the way.
100.
We'll just hold it here. And we're down. Alright, into beta we go.
Cuda 818, taxi to Terminal 8 at your discretion. Stay on this frequency.
Taxi at Terminal 8 at our discretion, stay on this frequency, Cuda 818. There we are, ladies and gentlemen, we are down. That was far, far better. We'll take the beta off and use the brakes. Now we are going to have to turn around here. We missed the I was aiming, there's a turn off around halfway down the runway, which I was hoping to make, but we most definitely did not make that. Now luckily, we have plenty of space, we can turn it around here, nice and slow. Southampton Tower, Kuda 818, backtracking runway 02 will vacate on Bravo. Right, we'll just let them know that we're backtracking here. The G meter, yeah, I think that might be a bit wrong. We'll take a look at the full report though when we land, when we shut down. Sorry. I do want to point out, look at the details on this runway texture. It's a bit difficult to see, but you can see all the tar lines, all the patchwork that they've done. It's really high quality work. Really high quality work. I don't think we can take... No, that's not a taxiway. It's really good. I am just gonna, to make things a bit easier, bring the condition lever to low idle. It just means that the aircraft isn't pulling away from me all the time. This is Bravo. So we'll vacate here. Look at the work here. The ground textures are so good, and for the dev is obviously very experienced and is very clearly very passionate about his work. Right, I think, where are we heading? I think we'll head over... I'm not overly familiar with the airport. So there's passenger terminals over here, there's no parking over there. This is all commercial stuff, so we'll head over, I think here, and we'll park in there, I think. I wonder if there's any, I didn't actually check this. Is there any... No hangar control. That's fine. Right. Landing light can go off. Transponder can go to standby. Yeah, watch where we're going. That was fun. That second landing was far, far better. That's for sure. What's in the hangar? That oh no, it's I think a Gulfstream of some sort? And something else. We'll take a look at that in more detail. Make a left. Look at the groundwork. Really nice. The tar lines, the patches of different, you know, colours of tarmac. Super nice. I think we'll head over to the left here. Alright, that'll do us. Let's set the parking brake. Nope. Set the parking brake. Parking brake is set. Okay. Right, we did all this. Oh, we didn't get the igniter on for the landing, but oh well, all was good. There's a go around, that's fine. After landing, power lever is idle, flaps can go back up. Trim, we'll reset that to neutral. It's actually not too far off. You can see it just there. So reset to neutral. Pressurization air switch can go off. Igniter is off. Piece of heat is off. External lights as required. Taxi light can go off. And then shut down then. Power lever is idle. Beta is off, which is what we want. Condition lever, low idle. Prop lever, we'll put that to feather. So the blue lever will bring that back. You can see all the thrust just instantly goes away there, because the prop is now feathered, producing no thrust. Trim master switch, autopilot master switch can go off, which is these two here. And in fact the pusher can go off as well. External lights off. I'm going to leave the strobe on. The engine is still running, so we don't want to turn that off just yet. That acts as our beacon light essentially. Then after 1 minute in low idle, it's been a minute in low idle, we can go to cutoff. And there it goes. Can you hear that? The door unsealing. You can see the door seal now goes to yellow, so we're now completely unpressurized. Fuel pumps can go off. You can see the report here, minus 81 feet per minute, 1.29 Gs of force. So fuel pumps are off. All switches can then go off, and I think, is that the end of the procedure? That is, I think. Yes, that is the end of the procedure. So now, super simple. We can get all our lights off, avionics off, the pumps off, and battery 1, battery 2 is off. We can now go chocks and open the door. There we are. Beautiful. Let's end the flight on Volanta, which it has actually done automatically. And hey, you know what? Look at this. Look at this little circuit I flew. Actually, quite happy with the circuit. So you can see how we came round here, and then this is our first approach here. In fact, if I go here, you can see that's our first approach. How we come round like that. And then we went around, flew runway heading, made a left turn, came back round. This is our base approach here. And then final approach. Not too bad at all. Not too bad. And look at our vertical profile on the visual approach we did. Actually not far off the RNAV one that we did. Not too bad at all. Very happy with that, actually. Really happy with that. Volanta is fantastic. Really, really good. It's a great aircraft one for. I highly recommend it. But it takes a bit of getting used to. The landing and the takeoff. It's so powerful. You got to really, you know, be ahead of it. But it's a lot of fun. Let's take a look at the replay, and then we'll take a look at the airport in some more detail. So let's bring this back. In fact, let's take a look at the go around first. I want to have a look at that because I want to take a look at that first horrid landing. So I'm just going to let the scenery load here. Give it a second. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed flying this aircraft again. Challenging. We had it was a bit difficult at the start of the stream with the flight plan and all that. I need to get used to that. And then, of course, absolutely messed up that landing. But this is the thing. This is what I love. You know, in X-Plane with these aircraft, with these fantastic flight models, you pay the price if you don't do things correctly. You know, that approach was not fantastic. It's not good at all. There we are, trees. That approach was not great by any means, and I paid the price with a terrible landing. You know, just like real life. So much fun. CC Ryan, I'm sure you'll really enjoy this aircraft. It's fantastic. Pretty cheap as well. Yeah, look at that. And then what I didn't want there is I didn't want to stall it onto the runway. That would have been bad. Because if you stall it onto the runway, your nose comes down, you can easily get a prop strike. Yeah, there's a go around. Really bounced that one, didn't I? The actual touchdown wasn't... It was quite hard, but it wasn't too bad. It was just we had so much extra energy. And we just ended up... bouncing right back up into the air. On this go around. Look at that. Yeah, that rate of descent's quite high there. Minimal flare. Bounced it. Go around. Flaps up. Or, well, drag flap away. And then we did gear up. We didn't put the flaps all the way up. Yes, a bit too fast as well. We were a bit too fast there. Check out the tower view. Oh, they have a very nice tower view with this scenery. That's good. A lot of the time, tower views get put inside the actual tower object and you can't see anything. So I'm very glad that they've not done that here. But yeah, look at that bounce. I've seen a PC-12 do the same thing in real life. At my flying club, there's a PC-12 that flies around sometimes. It was done circuits where I was. Which was a little bit scary. I was in a Cessna 152 in the circuit, the PC-12. and I was holding short of the runway, and it was landing, and it did that. It bounced really hard, straight back into the air. The runway's fairly short for PC-12 at our airfield, so it was an immediate go around. It sounded pretty good though. Let's take a look at the actual landing. There it is. Okay. Let the scenery load again. They have the same engine, don't they? Yes, so they have the same PT6 engine, Pratt & Whitney PT6 engine. There's a slight difference between them, I think. I think the shaft horsepower is the same, but I think there's a small specification which is different. But largely, yes, it's the same PT6 engine. It sounds incredible. I've heard it start. I delayed a flight lesson because of it. I asked my instructor. I was like, "Hey, can we delay the lesson by like 10 minutes? I really want to hear this PC-12 start." Hey Tazzy, welcome. How's it going? I really wanted to hear this PC-12 start because these turboprops sound amazing when they start, you know. And he was fine with it. He was all for it. So yeah, I've heard the PC-12 start and it's just incredible. An amazing machine. These turboprops. It's fantastic. I think we're just going to go ahead and play the replay here, to be honest. We have a distinct lack of trees and stuff, but... this landing was far better. Yeah, it's very nice. A little bit off sense line, but yeah, far better. Slightly annoying where when you go and replay, it kind of reloads the scenery and it takes a while for the trees and stuff to come back. In X-Plane, quite annoying. But at least our FPS is great because we have like no trees. But they'll spawn in a second, hopefully. In GA, you have room to be off the center line. Yes, true, yes. But if we can help it, of course, we want to stay as center line as possible, to be fair. I think what it is, I'm so used to airliners that I'm used to having, when I land, being slightly offset. Of course, sat on the left-hand side of a airliner cockpit, you are, when the aircraft is center line, you're not center line. Whereas in this GA aircraft, that offset is far smaller. So one of those things to get used to. PT60s sound good. Grew up around them with dad being an RFDS. I'm not familiar with that term, Tazzy. RFDS pilot. Do wish they captured the base drop on the fuel injection. Sadly, no videos online I've seen capture it. Yes, unfortunately. The bass is not bad, but I would like more bass on this in terms of the sounds. I do agree. But the rest of the sounds are really good on this thing. Really, really good. But yes, PT6s. Gotta be one of my favorite engines of all time. These trees still haven't loaded in. Incredible. Taking ages. There they are. That's better. Quite a lot better. Ah, Royal Flying Doctor Service, of course, yes. PC-12s and small roads in remote Australia. I've seen some of those videos, you know. They are... that's really cool. That's a really cool job. That's proper flying. Forget airliner flying. PC-12s, remote Australia, that's proper flying. We'll have to do some of that on stream. We do have the PC-12, so we'll have to take the... I've got both PC-12 on Microsoft Flight Sim, the SimWorks Studios, and I've got the Thrander on X-Plane, so maybe we'll do some of that. That sounds like a lot of fun. I've not heard a real F1 car yet. I've not. I really want to. I need to get myself to a race, but the new these hybrid V6s don't sound as good as those old V12s and V10s. Those are what I want to hear. Yeah, post 10 years probably dad flying because he did the videos for them sometimes. Oh, I'll have to take a look. feel free to send them to me if you can. That'll be really interesting, actually. Take a look at this landing from the tower view. Then we'll do a few more replays, and then we'll look at the new Aeroscape scenery here. That was a far better landing. This thing handles really nice when you fly it correctly, you know. Nose didn't slam either. Of course, no auto brake, so... Stuck it in beta. Probably could have gotten the brakes a bit earlier, because that was the exit I wanted to take, but... No point cooking the brakes for no reason. So much fun. They used to do practice before the season in Jerez, near to where I live, so I went there several times. Oh, yes, of course they used to race there, yes. And practice, yeah, pre-season testing as well, yeah, absolutely. Well, Vlad Akimov, another fantastic content creator, by the way. There's done 2 fantastic sceneries for runways in Australia. We've done group flights to them, definitely a little challenging. That's a lot of fun. I'll check those out for sure. I'll check those out. That sounds like a really great stream, actually. But have you had real aircraft sounds? Even if you record them perfectly, you can't compare them to real life. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you very much, TC Ryan. Yeah.
100.
Very, very happy with the second landing. Oh, yes. Yeah, PMDG sounds aren't great, but the 777 sounds and COSP, I think HKK just really knows what he's doing. Of course, the developer for the sounds and the 777 from Flight Factor and the COSP sound pack, he really knows what he's doing. So yeah, came in high over the tree line, dropped the nose a bit. Plenty of runway here at Southampton. Nice little flare, then just held it off. Brilliant. Alrighty, well now let's take a look. I will just to say works pretty realistic here, otherwise the wind can get a bit annoying. But we are going to take a look here at Southampton by Aeroscape for XP12. I think it's only XP12 according to the IndyBuilds website. It is compatible with Orbex True Earth. As you can see, the orthos don't particularly match the Orbex orthos, but that's not too much of an issue, to be honest. Maybe if they were a bit more contrasty or saturated, it'd look maybe a little bit more sort of similar. But then I think if you made your own orthos, it looks more like this. So either way, there's going to be a bit of a difference. So nothing to worry about there, but they are nice orthos generally. Now, as always, we're going to start on the runway, and I do want to highlight just how good these runway textures look. Really, really nice. Random bits of dirt and tire marks around the taxi line here. Really, really nice. Look at all the sort of the cracks in the tarmac there. Same goes for the runway. The tar lines, look at that. Hand placed, that must have taken a while. All the patchwork here on the runway over the years where things have been fixed, all present. A lot of developers leave that kind of stuff out and have one texture kind of along the entire runway and don't have too much of the patchwork. So I really appreciate them adding this. It looks fantastic. Really, really nice. Just go along the runway a bit here. Just so you can see just how good it looks with all the tar lines. I love when they use tar lines in this way. And even with the patchwork, you can see how there's outlined by the tar line. I just think it looks fantastic. Very, very nice. I was really impressed. Really, really impressed. Especially for a new developer. Really, really impressive stuff. Now we can head over here. Taxi work as well. Just looks, you know, great. Again, really, really nice with this this taxiway here. Maybe a bit of dirt or something would be nice here. Some tire marks or something. But it looks really nice either way. We'll come on to the buildings and stuff like that in a minute. You can see the ramp area. Nice oil spills, all that kind of stuff. It's different at every ramp as well, which is nice. You can see here the dirt and oil spills here doesn't match here. Same here. Some are clean, some are used. A little bit of variation. Really nice. And there's the appropriate clutter. And, you know, general things around the airport. As you would expect, you know. So we got some, don't know what this is, transport van of some sort, some baggage ramps, all that kind of stuff. We got the stand markers as well here. Even the walkways here to get to the aircraft have all been put in. Really nice. A lot of work has gone in, and you can definitely see that. We have some more sort of GA ramp over here. All the car park has all been done as well with the walkways, the road, what do you call these? I've kind of forgot. Road markings, that's what it is. Road markings, bus stops as well, as you can see. Really, really nice. That's not ortho, that's actually been painted on. Really, really nice. Maybe a few more cars though. But I appreciate they're probably trying to save on performance a little bit. A bit of a fuel station over here, looks like. Some random clutter and some fuel areas. And look at the brickwork, by the way. Really, really, really nice. It looks great. I think that's a custom texture, I'm pretty sure. Just really, really a lot of attention to detail, I have to say. For sure. It looks great. We've got some hangars here. I don't think there's not an interior for this one, but there is an interior for the passenger hangar. We've got the signature hangar over here. Looks like we've got a Gulfstream of some sort. I don't know which one. G4, G550, I would say, probably. We have a Citation, I think this is. No, that's a Learjet, isn't it? I think a Learjet in here. And a Beechcraft King Air in here as well. Nice nice details in the hangar here as well. Not too bad. We got another hangar over here. I think this is probably not got an interior, no. Nice balance, you know, we've got an interior here, but no interior on these. Just means, you know, performance is really nice as well. Fire station, as you can see, the ATC tower, and a car park. Again, some more cars would be quite nice here. But I'm quite happy with the performance saving as well. It performs better than the default Southampton airport. Now we can head inside here and we have a lovely little interior. Now I'm not overly bothered about interiors if I'm totally honest, but this one's really nice actually. You can see here Solent University, Southampton arrivals board. Really high quality textures on that one as well. So, you know, if you're looking for some flights to do, come in here. You can maybe get some inspiration. And we'll continue on. It's a really nice interior, actually. Very high quality. Some people saying will be nice, maybe, but really, really, really nice. As you can see here. And there's more. Lots of detail in here. For an X-Plane airport in particular, this is very detailed for the interior. Then we can go to the sort of ground side over here. We've got a railway, we've got the bridge, the railway station, so the platform is all there as well, as you can see. Real nice stuff. I think I spotted some, yeah, look at this, British police cars over here as well. That was a nice welcome addition. Southampton Airport welcome, departures and arrivals. So you can walk into the departures over here and the check-in desks and all that. Real cool, really nice. A lot of work has gone in. I am very impressed with the scenery. It's relatively cheap. I think it was £9 or something. Really cheap for an X-Plane airport. So overall, really, really nice. We'll switch it to nighttime. Take a look at the night lighting here. HJK I saw did a 747-200 sound pack, then disappeared, ended up doing cost. Would love to see 747-200 sounds added. Yes, that'd be really cool. So what I'm saying, if she needs a bit more rubber, nothing a heavy 747-200 can't do. Absolutely. Really, really good. So yeah, let's have a look here. Of course, I'm running my own nightlight mod. We'll look at the approach lighting here. As you can see, all nice as you would expect. X-Plane night lighting is really nice by default anyway, to be fair. So it's all as expected. Car park's all lit up there. Nice lights here on the ramp. And nice internal lights inside as well. Look at that. All in all, really, really nice. Well, the taxi lights, as you would expect. I did do a bit of research. This is pretty much as expected for the taxi lights. And the ramp area looks really nice. Look at the PBR textures and the way the light refracts off the ground and the tar lines there. Fantastic stuff. Really, really nice. Got a Loganair ERJ there. Premier Inn. There is a lot of buildings surrounding. So let's take a look. Because they've done quite a bit of work to the surrounding area as well. So we'll take a look at that a little bit. I do like these smaller airports. Yeah, absolutely. I do like these smaller airports. I think this is a car park. We have a office building, HSBC here, nicely modeled. Premier Inn. There's some cargo sort of warehouse here for Royal Mail with all the appropriate trucks and stuff. And now what I really like is in a lot of sceneries in the UK, I see, because X-Plane has default assets, I see a lot of American trucks because I think the trucks that X-Plane provide in the assets are of course from the US. And I see that a lot and it kind of breaks immersion a little bit. I'm not overly picky, but seeing an American truck in the US, in the UK is not particularly immersive. But this is nice. Look, we've got UK trucks here, DAF XFs, and some Ford Transit vans for Royal Mail here, which look really nice as well. So that's a really nice addition. I'm pretty sure this is their custom as well. Roundabout with the, oh, look at this, with a what looks to be a Spitfire here. Very nice on that as well. All the signage looks exactly how the UK does indeed look. We have PEI Genesis over here. More buildings over here. Is this a car? Yes, this is the Mercedes car dealership here. As you can see. They've even modeled the interior showroom. And all the little salesman desks. And it says Mercedes here. That's really cool. Nice. A lot of detail. A lot of detail. There's plenty to explore here. Looks like some distribution centers over here. Mount Park? Or Mount Park, is that? Mount Park, I think. Really nice stuff. Really, really nice. You can head over here. Anything over here. We've got the barriers here. Train station. Bit of a depot over here, it looks like. But yeah, all in all, really nice. As you can see, I'm really impressed and great value for money. Absolutely. Yes, I've bought many airports and only flown to one once. But no, what ends up happening is I buy an airport and it ends up forcing me to fly there, which is quite nice. Really happy with this airport. It's really fantastic. And I highly, highly recommend it because this looks great. Southampton is a nice little airport. You can do some GA flying around here. You can bring the ERJs into here, as you can see, the Loganair. This could be a nice flight to do when the ERJ V2 is released from Xcraft. Orogeny fly into here. I think we get some EasyJet stuff here as well. An A319 and an A320 occasionally into Southampton here. Yeah, really, really nice. Very, very happy. Definitely really, really good. Link, of course, is in the description. If you do want to check it out, it's available on the AnyBuilds store. And again, a big thank you to AnyBuilds for providing the Scenery 2 review for free to the channel. Now, that's going to be it for today. Almost 3 hours on the stream, a lot longer than I was expecting. But nonetheless, a lot of fun. So thank you all for being here. That brick texture is gorgeous. Might be a future pickup. Now to look on the map to find where it is. It's, I can maybe help you out there a little bit. It's south of the UK. So, load up Atlanta. But yeah, that brick texture is really nice. Now, bear in mind, I have my textures on medium as well. So you run a higher texture setting with some more VRAM. It'll look even better. So, UK, Southampton is down here. All the way down here. south of the UK. So you can do a lot of regional ops. Or can you do a lot of Guernsey, Jersey flights to and from Southampton? So there's a fair few to do, but it's a nice little airport for sure. Yes, I do agree. That brick texture stands out. It really does. And all the oil spills and the texture work there has been done very, very well, in my opinion. So one of these ERJs just started up. So that's going to be the end of the stream. Thank you all so much for being here. Really, really enjoyed that one. Now we should be back. What day is it? Thursday. Probably next week. I do need to check out Adelaide by MK Studios Adelaide in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So I think we'll be checking that out most likely in the Phoenix A320 as a ERJ pushes back there. So we'll see you all next time. Yeah, texture quality medium. Yeah, I struggle with VRAM, so that's why I have it on medium. I only have 8 gig, so kind of struggle a little bit. Yeah, to all of you, have a nice weekend too, and see you in the next one.